Hello. So I'm attempting to make my first ever fondant cake, and thought I'd just maybe videotape it. And if people want to learn how to make a fondant cake, they can watch this because I didn't really find any good instructions. And I had a super lady at McCall's help me today, so I'm gonna share all the learnings. Because maybe if I forget, I can watch this video. So what I'm attempting to make is this cake. I don't know if you can see it there. It's like a rock climbing cake. So I called a bakery and it'd be like $400 for the bakery to make it. So I figured maybe I can just try it myself. So stage one is I actually bought fondant. You may think that's cheating, but according to a lot of websites, it's really tricky to make it and it's just easier to buy. So I got this McCall's white, and so what you need to do is you need to color it to make all those colors. And the lady at the store said you actually have to do it ahead of time, so days before. So this is day one. Day one is coloring the fondant. So a few things you need to know about fondant. Apparently, you don't refrigerate it. It stays out. It can last for about a year, so it's a good investment, and that's why I bought two. And when you color it, you can't use regular coloring. So if you go to a store and you get those like liquid food colorings, you don't want to put any kind of liquid water-based stuff in here. So you need something like this, which is paste type of coloring. So this here has got 9 different colors. So I'm going to color the fondant today. I pulled out the black, and what you need is toothpicks apparently. So when you use this food coloring, you're not supposed to let any food touch it. So you have to put a little dab of this, a little dab of it on your toothpick, and then put it in the fondant. And then once it touches the fondant, you got to throw this away. So let's see. So we want to make the grayish rock of the. So I'm going to add black to this. This has got like a whitener in it. So apparently you can never make like a true black in here, but it's really good for making grays. So I'm just going to dip this in. Oh, it is kind of, I don't know if you can see that, it's like not really liquid, it's kind of like pudding. So I guess you can't lighten things once you put it, so we don't want to put too much of this in here. It doesn't look like it really comes out really easily. I'm not really sure how much of this you put in, so let's start with that. Now that we touch the fondant, I guess we can't use the stick anymore, so let's put that over there. I guess then you just kind of like mash it in there. Doesn't look like it's kind of disappearing pretty quickly. You can kind of see it in there. I don't think that's going to be enough. That's not going to great. In the middle there. This one feels nice and dry actually, compared to the red one. I feel like just once you start molding it for too long, it just doesn't like it anymore. It needs to dry out a little. Make it a nice little green here. Let's see, this is when it's coming out. It doesn't make my hands look as bloody. It's the red. Oh, that's a pretty nice green. That will look pretty good. I don't even think I'm going to actually put any more of that dye into there because I kind of like that green. So, okay, now I'm going to attempt to make my little man. So I've rolled out some legs. And I need to make some sort of wider area for the bum. I don't know. It doesn't look very realistic at all. Kind of looking like a man. See? So we're making some headway here. Pun intended. I'm trying to just make the hair curly. So I'm kind of just doing that. Got an ear and some eyes. So it's not the prettiest looking thing, but we've got a face, a nose, and a mouth. From far it looks okay. See, from way over here, we're looking good. Okay, Climbing Dave has now got his harness on him. It actually doesn't look too shabby now. Kind of actually looks like a guy. I was going to try to get the cake company to make me a guy. So stage 1, we got a guy. Stage 2, we got to build a wall. All right, we are at day 3. Day 3? Day 2 was baking, which I actually didn't videotape, but we made some cakes, which live over here. And now we're taking the simple syrup, which is just sugar and water that's boiled down. 3 parts water to 1 part sugar. And that is the secret to a moist cake, is that you add it on top like that. So we've cut the... All right. So we actually purchased buttercream, but that's okay because you can't start everything from scratch right away. And we also built a Rice Krispie wall. Basic Rice Krispie recipe used.
You're on.
All right. We're adding the buttercream layers. So I think you just put it on. Good thing to note, buttercream needs to be left out for 4 to 6 hours in this form, which we did not do, hence why it's a bit hard in the middle. So what we'll do is we'll leave it near the oven. All right, the 4th and final layer is now on. I'm going to do 1 quick buttercream layer over everything, and then we're going to move over to fondant. So we've now got the cake looking good. Cornstarch, so when you roll out fondant, you use cornstarch and not flour. So here we go. Trying to get, wait, this is attempt number 2.
You didn't have to say that. They didn't see the first attempt. This is the first attempt.
Yes, complete.
It kind of looks like a hat. Did we actually clear it on all sides?
We cleared it on all sides.
We did. Wow.
That's pretty good. This is our wall. AK also can double for funerals. Rock climbing / funeral cake. Now we're at the next stage. Dave is now on his wall. We're building the little rocks, which are going on there. And Marcia is making some climbing rope.
His arm may or may not have...
His arm might have some, as you can see, it's slightly disjointed, but...
Mobilization technique.
He needs some physio.
Yeah.
Just get some physio.
Just put soft tissue.
Maybe we should just put some
Stage
oil.
2 will be moving this onto our cake over here.
We are now placing the rods in the rock in order to secure it to the cake. There's like some hard marshmallow on the side. Okay. Is that high enough, you think? Or
Oh yeah,
no, wait, that
might be
is
too high. Now secured the wall to the rest of the cake. Now it looks like a toilet seat.
That's what I was gonna say. Like kids climbing the toilet.
Here is the final product. Not too shabby.
I'm gonna wrap this